Picture this. 323 BCE, Babylon. Alexander the Great, the conqueror of half the world, lies feverish on his deathbed. But what if he hadn't died at 32? What if he'd lived to 60, reshaping empires, cultures, and the fabric of civilization? In our timeline, Alexander's sudden death splintered his empire into warring factions. But let's rewind. Imagine he survives that fever. His moves: consolidate his empire, secure his succession, and launch new campaigns. Historians agree, Alexander planned invasions of Arabia, North Africa, and the rising power of Rome. With decades ahead of him, his ambition had no borders. First, Alexander's survival means no power vacuum, no infighting between his generals, no fractured kingdoms like Ptolemaic Egypt or Seleucid Persia. Instead, a unified empire stretching from Greece to India, governed by a hybrid Greco-Persian elite. But Alexander wasn't a conqueror, he was a cultural revolutionary. He married Persian nobles, integrated traditions, and built cities as hubs of trade and Hellenistic thought. Imagine a superhighway of ideas: Greek philosophy merging with Hindu mathematics, Zoroastrian rituals blending with Athenian democracy. The Silk Road? It would have been a Greek road centuries earlier, accelerating globalization. Look west. Alexander's plans included Carthage and Rome. In our timeline, Rome rose because the Mediterranean was fractured. But a superpower controlling Egypt's grain and Persia's wealth could have crushed Rome in its infancy. No Roman Empire means no Europe, no Caesar, no Western civilization as we know it. Here's a twist. Alexander's empire could have reshaped religion. In our timeline, Christianity spread through Roman roads and Greek language. But in this alternate world, a unified Hellenistic realm might have created a dominant state religion blending Greek, Egyptian, and Persian beliefs. Imagine a pantheon where Zeus and Ahura Mazda are seen as the same deity, or a philosophical cult of Alexander as god, institutionalized across 3 continents. And what about the East? Without a power struggle after Alexander's death, his generals wouldn't have abandoned India. Greek settlements in Punjab and the Ganges could have fused with Mauryan dynasties, creating a hybrid Indo-Hellenic culture. Buddhism might have spread westward faster, merging with Stoicism. The Vedas translated into Greek. The ripple effect? A Eurasian world so interconnected that the East-West divide never forms. Finally, longevity changes legacy. In our timeline, Alexander's early death made him a legend, a fleeting comet. But an elderly Alexander would have faced rebellions, administrative crises, and the burden of ruling an overstretched empire. Could he have maintained control? Or would revolts in Bactria or Gaul have fractured his realm anyway? Yet consider this. Alexander's greatest weapon was his mythos. As a living god-king, he might have used decades to cement loyalty through infrastructure, canals, libraries, and roads. A stable succession, say a son trained from birth, could have prevented collapse. The result? A Macedonian dynasty lasting centuries, making the Habsburgs or Ottomans look like brief interruptions. Modern nations like Iran, Egypt, or India might trace their identities to this Hellenistic fusion, not their later empires. So the next time you see a classical column, hear a democracy debate, or even order Greek yogurt, ask yourself, what if Alexander had lived? Would our world be a patchwork of nation-states, or a single, interconnected civilization, ancient and eternal? The answer might change how you see history and the future.
This is Bites of Goats, where we don't just talk about history, we learn from it. See you in the next one.